you'd be like, Ohio's gross. Scott's like, Missouri's gross.
Yeah.
Missouri's gross.
Yeah, like same
Perfect.
thing. So I totally get it that. But the rivalries that are like that are, I love them. I just love sports because
it makes
of
it
that
much
stuff.
more fun.
Yeah.
And like thrilling.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So
No.
you were talking about Michigan cheerleading.
Yeah. So I don't know how much you know about Michigan high school cheerleading.
I know it does its own thing.
Yes. So MHSAA, the Michigan High School Sports Association, has deemed competitive cheerleading as a sport.
Mm-hmm.
So it is regulated as a sport. It is a winter sport. It runs from November to March. And there's a lot of great things about that, and there's a lot of cons.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you don't see any Michigan teams at nationals, because they're not allowed to compete out of state.
Dang.
But it's treated as a sport.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
Similar to what California recently went through with they
Yes.
made it a sport, and then they just can't compete on Sundays.
Right.
So.
And neither can Colorado, but Colorado was smart when they made cheerleading a sport, and they made exemptions so that way we
Exemption
can get
waiver.
permission. So I don't know why these other states don't do that. But
well, Michigan cheerleading is completely different. It looks nothing like
okay, tell me more. I'm so intrigued by this
a.
because I mean
pull it
we're
up.
from
Yeah, you gotta go. Can I tell you a good
Yeah.
team to look up?
Oh, please.
Okay, let's say Carlson, round 1. Like that's literally all you need to look up.
2019.
Look, yeah, see how it pops up. So there's 3 routines that you do at every competition, and there's no
Okay.
music. Let's just start there. You
Okay.
yell the entire time, and there's round 1. What they're all called different things. Round 1 is solely based on you have to do 2 jumps. Most teams do 3 or 4 just to get that little extra point. It's about transitions, and that's all that it really. Round 1's boring.
So is this like stunt?
No,
There's not
It's
even
like it's
there's
literal-
not
literally its
even
own
9
thing.
mats.
No,
1,
there's
2, 3,
7.
4, 5. What?
Yeah, you're gonna freak out. You've never seen anything cleaner, though.
Okay, real talk. No, I've never seen anything cleaner. I don't
Wait
even
till
know.
you see their jumps.
How did they just sit like that with like? I'm watching synchronized swimming right now. This is synchronized swimming.
It didn't look like this when I was in high school. They've gotten much more creative, but
Well, I mean, what else do you do?
Right.
You might as well. Look at them. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, jumps. Yes, jumps. Okay, we need to have our girls watch this. This is impressive.
and people wonder why my bar is set so high. This is it.
No, 100%.
You
Lady,
can
why
always
are you
be
clapping
tighter.
like that?
They're just so excited. They don't move. I'm shook.
Yes.
This has 4,500 views.
Yeah. There's some ridiculous number of state champs.
You win state doing this.
Yes. So this is round 1, like I said. So like you saw, you just saw them doing jumps, formation changes. You have to do so many formation changes. Look up round 2.
Here's
now.
round 2. This is.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So this it has to be perfectly synchronized. And this is where you do tumbling. So you have to do 5 standing skills. And those can be standing tuck, back handspring, a jump.
Now I notice it's
split.
less participants. Do you have to carry the amount through?
So you can go up. Okay, so I've been out for a while.
Yeah,
so it's
from your
changed.
memory, for
But
sure.
When back in the day, you could go up, down, or up 2 or down 2 from your round 2. So your round 2
okay.
is kind of, I mean, they're going to be your
So you could
most
flex
elite.
if you're a good tumbling team, or
Yeah.
if you're like, ooh, we're weak, we could pull 2 off and not get dinged as hard.
99% of people would put 12 people in the round 2 and then 14 in round 3 and 14 in round 1
Mm.
because you want to make sure that those are the absolute best athletes that you have on the floor. But now,
As in any routine, right?
Right.
I mean, kind of the same thing.
but you can kind of blend in the weaker athletes in a round 1 routine, as you saw with formation changes and jumps, and in a stunting routine. But here you can't, because they all have to do the same skill. So they're all going to standing tuck. They're all going to back handspring. They're probably all going to back walk over, do a triple split, and do a jump. So you can
A triple
only,
split.
Yeah, and there's like all these weird number rules. Like you can only do a standing tuck. And you can't do, like you can do standing tucks and aerials, but you can't do them both in the same routine because they're the same
Difficulty?
point skill. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So you
okay.
can only have one like high difficulty skill.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am I did not.
Wait till you see them standing tuck.
I did not see this
Here you go.
conversation going here.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I am.
You ever seen someone not swing in a standing tuck and then stick it like that?
Very rare.
Oh,
Perfection.
I'm about to show the girls this. This is fascinating.
This is what I show my kids every year when I start coaching them. I'm like, so this is my standard.
I love that. I had no idea this
And here's
existed
round
in
3.
Michigan.
Yeah, and then this is where they stunt. And again, they're yelling this entire time. But now there is a set number for each division. So
Okay.
Division 1 can only compete like 16. Division 2 only can compete 14. There's a set number now.
Okay.
I don't know how it works going up and down for the other levels or for the other rounds, but there's a set number.
This is so.
I was to say, yeah, did they stunt?
I could
But
talk
here
about
we
this
go.
for hours. There's
No,
so many
I-
intricate details that like it just doesn't make sense. But
No,
the
I love this.
My biggest question is, how did it get here? You know, where at what point along the cheerleading timeline did somebody go, we're gonna do it like this?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Michigan bought in, and nobody turned around and said, we have to
Right.
change this, or maybe we should tweak this, or what, you know, whatever. Everybody just was like, yep, this is how we're gonna do cheerleading in Michigan.
Yeah.
We're gonna pretend like we
only
live on an island. You know, technically they kind of do, but you know,
Yep.
peninsula, whatever you want to call
yes,
it.
yes, Peninsula, come through.
They're stomping in their stunts.
Oh,
That's
girl.
fantastic.
You're
I'm here
giving
for
it
the
all.
ripples, though.
You're always here for the ripples.
You know I'm here for the
You're a
ripples.
ripple stan.
I didn't. But you don't see them do like super hard stunts. You're not going to see them do any stunts at the caliber that we're seeing here in Colorado because it's not required. On the score sheet, you only have to do so many twists, and a twist can be a full down, a full up.
Oh, so that's why we saw them do like a 360 to load.
Right, because
Okay.
it scores the same.
Because I was like, why didn't they just catch that full up? I
Right,
just did a 360 to load.
exactly, because it scores the same as all of their
This
twisting.
is fascinating, and I could let you talk about this for hours because my mind is just like, I had no idea this existed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Add another state to the list that doesn't compete nationally. It's
I
a
know.
bummer.
I love that.
But like
part-
you can't take that to nationals, even if it was
Exactly.
approved.
Yeah.
Right, I
True,
know.
true.
Now, is the desire there for them to want to do like what we know as a traditional competitive routine?
Yeah.
Is it there, or are they like, this is awesome? Because I think that is awesome. It's very different.
Yeah. So it's like its own animal. It's its own thing. I don't know, you guys, I don't know if you've noticed, but UCA basically doesn't exist in Michigan because
Yeah.
their format of traditional cheerleading and how most of us view it in all these other states
Well,
is
you're not going
not
to teach
accepted.
that at camp.
No, and
Staff
there are
doesn't even look that sharp.
no, and there are camps designed for this. So I worked for a company in Michigan for 3 years before I worked for UCA, doing this and catering to this style of cheerleading.
Okay.
So UCA does like 2 camps in Michigan a year, and like barely anyone goes, and it's just for sideline work because
Yeah.
that's what they want. And a lot of those kids, not a ton of them do All-Star. There are a few All-Star gyms, but most of them are heavily recruited. Like I was recruited to college because although I may not be throwing the most difficult like stunting skills, we were ridiculously sharp. We have really clean standing tumbling, and we have technique down to perfection. Like
Well,
my coach used
yes.
to stand in front of me and be like 0.1, 0.2, like when my foot would move an inch. Like everything was
Wow.
a specific detail. So like Davenport,
Yeah.
you know, Davenport is in Michigan. They get all of those kids. They're like multiple time national champions because
Yeah.
that's just what you're used to. Like I practice 5 days a week, 3 hours each day, like dedication, 3 routines that we had to do
Yeah.
and perfect
That's
to that level.
very interesting. That's
crazy.
I had no idea Michigan was like that. I mean,
I knew it was kind of on its own, but I'd never had it explained to me. So
Yeah,
thank
no.
you.
No, this
Thank you.
was a
Yay.
This is a surprise. This is a little
Today
souffle.
we learned.
Yeah, no, we totally did. Well, because we've talked to a couple other people that grew up in different states and stuff, and it's so interesting hearing like when people's like state associations do like their state competition, or like us just being from Kansas, being ground bound, being the giant red X in the middle of the map for years and years and
We
years.
weren't ground bound.
Right?
Other states being ground bound,
Yeah.
us being competition.
We
Whatever.
No
But
competition.
I guess I never really knew Michigan's thing. So that's That's cool. That's interesting.
Pretty crazy.
It really is crazy. So you being from Michigan, you said not a lot of kids do All-Star. Did you do All-Star growing up?
Yeah, that's actually how I got into cheerleading. So
Okay.
I started in dance really young. At my first dance recital, I was doing cartwheels across the stage
You do a
instead
little
of
tap dancing? Any tap dancing? I was a hell of a tap dancer. Love
just
just
You ready for this? Who live is us? Who lit is this? Who real is us? We too legit. We are